Rachel finally received the child she had begged God for, but even answered prayer could not silence the ache inside her. She asked for one more, and that final longing would become her last journey. For 2 episodes, we have lived inside Rachel's diary. We watched her grow up beautiful, beloved, and unaware of what that beauty would cost her. We watched Jacob weep at a well and offer 7 years of his life for the chance to call her his wife. We watched her father place Leah in her marriage bed, and Rachel stand silently outside the life she thought was hers. We watched her spend years seeing Leah's body do what hers could not. Then God remembered Rachel. She held Joseph in her arms and named him, "May he add another." But Rachel was still reaching. And today, that reaching takes her somewhere she never expected. This is the final entry of Rachel's diary. Entry 6, The Idols. Genesis 31, 17 to 35, Imagined Interior. When Jacob told us we were leaving, I made a decision. I did not tell him. I did not tell Leah. I took my father's household gods. I want to be honest about this because I know how it looks. A woman who spent years watching God work, who had seen Jacob's God open her womb, who had named her son after the promise of more, stealing her father's idols. Let me tell you what I was thinking. My father was not a man who could be trusted. He had given Leah to Jacob instead of me. He had used both of us, his own 2 daughters, as instruments of his own advantage. The household gods were property. In our culture, possession of the household gods carried legal weight, inheritance rights, claim to the family estate. I was not stealing religion. I was securing what belonged to us, what he owed us. Whether that makes it right, I will leave for you to decide. But I want you to understand that I was not acting out of superstition or paganism or simple dishonesty. I was acting out of the particular strategic intelligence of a woman who had watched her father operate for 20 years and knew exactly how he thought. He came after us. Of course he did. He searched every tent. He came to mine last. I had hidden the idols in the camel's saddle, and I sat on it. He searched the tent, and he found nothing. I said, "Don't be angry, my lord, that I cannot stand up in your presence. I am in my women's time." He stopped searching. A woman's body, the very thing that made me feel like a failure for so many years, became my protection. Laban left, and I sat on the saddle, and I felt something I had not felt since the day Joseph was born. Not pride, not triumph, the specific, quiet satisfaction of a woman who played the game and won. My father built me to be the prize. He forgot that prizes have minds. Entry 7, The Road Back. Genesis 33, 1-2, Imagined Interior. We are going home. Jacob's home. Canaan, the land of the promise. I had never been there. Everything I knew, Haran, my father's house, the well where Jacob wept, the tents where I had lived my whole life, was behind me. I was carrying Joseph on my hip. I was carrying something else too. Another child. I had not told Jacob yet. I held it quietly the way you hold something precious and fragile, not ready to speak it out loud in case speaking changes it. And then we heard Esau was coming. 400 men. Jacob arranged us. He put the servants and their children first, then Leah and her children, then me. Last, the safest position. I stood there with Joseph on my hip, and I felt the weight of what that arrangement meant. I was the beloved. I was the one he had worked 14 years for. I was placed last, the most protected, the most precious. I had thought about that moment from Leah's perspective. She was at the front, most exposed, watching Jacob put me at the back. We have hurt each other so much, my sister and I. Neither of us asked for any of it. Laban, our father, arranged us like pieces on a board, and we have been living with the consequences ever since. Esau came. He embraced Jacob. He wept. The crisis passed, and we walked on, toward Canaan, toward home, toward a road outside Bethlehem that I did not know was waiting for me. Entry 8. Benjamin, Genesis 35, 16-20. The labor came on the road. Hard. It felt wrong. I knew immediately that something was different. I had carried Joseph without complication. This was not the same. The midwife was there, and she said, "And I will hear those words for whatever time I have left," she said. "Don't despair, for you have another son." Another son. May he add another. That is what I had named Joseph. That is what I had been reaching for. And God heard me and added another. In the worst moment, on a road, in labor that was taking something from me even as it gave. I named him Ben-Oni, son of my sorrow, because that is what he was, the answer to my prayer and the thing that was costing me everything. Jacob renamed him Benjamin, son of my right hand, son of strength, son of blessing. He took my sorrow and he renamed it. That is what love does when it can. It cannot always fix things, but it can rename. I want to tell you what I felt in those last moments. Not fear or bitterness, not the hollow laugh of a woman who had stopped believing, something closer to completion. I had reached my whole life for Jacob, for children, for more, for the thing just beyond what I had. And here, on a road in the middle of nowhere, between everything I had left and everything I would never reach, I had both my sons. Joseph, heard by God, and Benjamin, son of my right hand. I had been loved by a man who wept at a well. I had been remembered by a God who heard me. I had been given what I asked for, and I had asked for more, and he had given that too. Even here, even now, even on this road, he added another. May he add another. He did. Entry 9. What Leah knew. Genesis 35, 19-20, Genesis 48, verse 7. Imagined interior. Jacob set up a pillar over my grave on the road to Bethlehem, the pillar of Rachel's tomb. It's still there. I know this the way you know things you have no right to know. Leah outlived me, and she is buried in the cave of Machpelah, with Abraham and Sarah, with Isaac and Rebekah, and with Jacob. I am on a road, in the middle of the journey, and I have thought about what that means. Leah, who wanted to be loved, who waited and finally turned her face to God, is in the covenant tomb. I, who was loved, who was chosen, who was the one Jacob wept for at a well, am on a road. I do not think this is a verdict. I think it is simply the shape of two different stories. Leah stayed, and I was taken. Both of us loved, both of us remembered. The prophet Jeremiah will write about me. He will write, "A voice is heard in Ramah, weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children and refusing to be comforted because they are no more." He will use my name for the grief of a whole people, my name for the specific, irreducible, refusing to be comforted grief of a mother who cannot stop reaching. That is who I was, a woman who could not stop reaching, even on a road, even at the end, even naming her last son after her sorrow. And God, who had remembered me, who had added Joseph, who was adding Benjamin even as I was leaving, God answered Jeremiah's Rachel. He said, "Restrain your voice from weeping and your eyes from tears, for your work will be rewarded. They will return from the land of the enemy. There is hope for your future. Hope for the woman on the road, for the one who never stopped reaching. There is hope for your future. I believe it. I always did." Rachel died on the road to Bethlehem and was buried there. Jacob set up a pillar over her grave, a monument of grief from a man who had worked 14 years for the privilege of loving her. She is mentioned more times in the New Testament than any other woman of the Old Testament. Matthew cites her weeping in his account of Herod's massacre of the innocents, the mothers of Bethlehem crying for their children. Rachel's crying echoed through centuries. And Bethlehem, the town near Rachel died on a road, is the town where Jesus was born. The woman who never stopped reaching, who prayed for more and received more, who named her sorrow and watched it renamed as a blessing, who died still on the journey. Her road led to Bethlehem, and Bethlehem led to everything. If you are a woman who has been reaching for something just beyond what you have, for the prayer not yet answered, for the more that feels always one step ahead, Rachel sees you. And the God who remembered her in her barrenness, who added Joseph when she thought she was empty, who added Benjamin on a road where she was leaving, he is still adding. Even now, even here, even on the road. If Rachel's story spoke to you, subscribe and share it. These women's stories are not finished, neither is yours. Until next time on Diary of a Biblical Woman.